Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I kind of look like I fell off the back of something, and I'm not sure why. 'Cause I wasn't on the back of something. All right, here we go. You know what I'm going to do? I wonder if I could ever just do this without not looking down, without looking. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Well, clearly there's the problem. You see, all along I've been trying to take care of it. I just did it without me looking at it. All right, here we are. I'm wearing this incredible, crazy, oversized shirt. It's all the news that's fit to print. Billy took one look at it and said, "We need to redo that, but it has to be all the stuff that was in the news about you." And I said, "Don't you think that's a little much?" And then he just paused and looked at me because I'm wearing it. He said, "Do I think it's a little much? Do I?" All right. Today we're going to talk about who's in charge. And just at that particular moment, it was the coffee. Okay. So I've had an interesting and curious, interesting week. Interesting, comma, curious, interesting week. Because things have kept popping up in a way that is quite wonderful. And I keep saying, wow, this is just incredible. Not even my birthday. Alrighty then. And then I got a little update from somebody I'm very fond of, whose work I have followed for a long time. And she's very clever. She's very insightful. She's lovely, and manages to keep everything so incredibly personal, even though she's working with hundreds of thousands of people. And the way she does it is she drills down. She takes the time to drill down. Now, she doesn't all the time say drilling, 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 comma, Abby. However, there is enough of a backstory between us that when she's drilling down and she's looking at the camera, I know that I am part of the group that she is focusing on because of our backstory. And this is a thing that we get busy and we start skipping across the surface of the waves like little skipping stones, and and we forget that we need to pause and pay attention. And when we do that, when we forget to pause, we miss stuff. On the weekend, I went to a wonderful, wonderful celebration of life, hosted for and by some amazing people. And I met some new people. And my immediate takeaway, when you meet somebody, you get kind of a ping like this, or a ping like that, or a ping like that. And my immediate takeaway was not comfortable, that the person wasn't comfortable. And then I had an opportunity to think about that. And I had reached out to several people that I had met and said, "Hey, so good to see you. Um, it's such a wonderful opportunity for us to get together, and I've missed you." You know, and and when I reached out to this person, the reply I got back hit me between the eyes like a fairly sizable um, stone. And the reply was, "Thank you so much for reaching out. It was an incredible day and a little overwhelming, all of a sudden, all at once, meeting all these new people." And I thought, "Oh my God, that's what I was sensing from this person." It wasn't any kind of a distancing. It was somebody standing there saying, "Okay, where am I now? What am I doing? Who is this? What happened? What am I?" And so when we are distracted and we're having conversations on the inside, but there's somebody standing in front of us, the person standing in front of us gets the sense that we're not really there. We're not really connected. And that can feel standoffish. So, so with that happening and a couple of other amazing things that came along this week, I thought I started off on Tuesday, this week, Tuesday, talking about an actual process, an actual way of getting on top of things, an actual way of making it clear how much time I have to devote to this, how much I'm skipping over like a stone. And is it going to come back and bite me when I realize exactly how complicated things are? And I don't mean complicated, difficult. But when you say, yeah, this morning I got up and I got dressed and I got myself together and I had something to eat and I got the car. Okay, but that sentence, that's like 10 things you did. And we know that we do them. But if we don't really think about it, we say, yeah, so that's like a half hour, except that it isn't. Unless, you look at the clock and you go, ah, and it's a downhill rush and you're doing 9 things at the same time. And at the end of it, you look at it and you think, this is why we don't do 9 things at the same time. Holy God, what is this? So we tend to gloss over. And the reason we do is that things have become automated. They've become uh, autopilot tasks, habits we don't think about. And sometimes that's great. And sometimes not so much, because we miss stuff. Sometimes we miss the boring stuff. Sometimes we miss the really good stuff. And this is why, even though we all do it, I do it, I'm guilty of it. The reason I'm telling you that we do it is because I do it, right? This is why I keep a notebook. I don't journal. I don't write myself letters. I don't go introspective and drill back on the day. I keep a notebook. And when thoughts pop into my head, I write them down because I want to take them out of my head and put them someplace where I'll be able to find them so that I can carry on. So the notebook that I keep, and you get comfortable with the size. You get comfortable with the method you use. A lot of people use I think there's a note or the page or something on a phone, and you can just, tap in that. I'm not comfortable with that. I like the pen in my hand and I like the notebook and I can go get it. And if the power's out and I forgot to charge my phone, I can still read my notes. So that's my reasoning behind my what. That's my why. So what I wanted to talk about today is it's kind of the where to start before the later folder. The later folder is a part of this concept that I'm going to share with you today. And this concept that I'm going to share with you is also the foundation of every, and I mean every, I have not seen, and I am looking, I have not seen any of these manifest, raise your vibration, coaching, self-discovery, success, start your business on a dime. None of these people are paying attention to this. And it's so important because it's like everything I say about the mindset reset. You can't change your pattern if you don't change your mind. You can't change your habit. You can't change your socks if you don't change your mind. You have to have the idea first. You have to have the decision first. You have to have the enthusiasm, the willingness, the curiosity first. And before you have those things, a switch has to flip and you have to be ready. So my whole conversation about Pivotry, my whole purpose in this is to give you back the power, to give you back the understanding that you not only got this, you've always had it. We've always had it. We don't know that because it's back here. We don't think about it, so we're not conscious of it. Doesn't make it not so. Doesn't, if I don't think about the calories in a brownie, I'm still going to gain the weight. That's the way it works. So how am I gaining the weight? It can't be the brownies. So the conversation today is, how do we fix this? My theme today, and oh, by the way, it's episode 280. That's a milestone. That's really quite extraordinary. And when you get one of those round numbers and you look at it and you think, yeah, you know what? It's every ant that goes into the barn and comes out with a grain of wheat, sooner or later you got all the wheat on the outside. This is happening. I've got all of the tools and all of the information. Gradually, it's on the outside. It's not in here. I'm bringing it outside so we can all use it. So the thing that everyone misses, the thing that everyone is dancing around and using complicated language to explain, is how we, good morning, Freddie, it's good to see you. How do we get on top of the inclination we have to think about, lean into, brace ourselves for? How do we get past that? These think about, brace ourselves, those are survival mechanisms. They are very important. They have been with us since forever. But so have the other survival mechanisms. The ones where we say, okay, all right, let's get ahead of this. Let's go out before the early bird and the early worm. Let's go out and see what's going on. Let's get the lay of the land. Let's own this. We're not aware that we do that either. We are aware, because of the complaining and the whining, that it feels like everybody is acting like they're a victim of something. In fact, we are the ones who choose that place, that state of mind, that low, sad, scared. We go there. We go there because it feels safe. We go there because it's this. We go there because we're exhausted and we're not ready to get up and fight. Okay, so we go to this because we're not ready for this. But there is the middle ground. There is door number 3. There is choosing who beams us up. We choose. Even if we opt out, opting out is a choice. If we say, surprise me, I have never invited. No, that's not true. I just realized that's not true. Isn't that interesting? I just caught myself. I was about to say that I have an eyelash, I think, or hair. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay. I was about to say that I have never invited the universe to surprise me, but that's not true. I used to say, what's the worst that could possibly happen? How bad could it possibly be? And the universe said, well, okay. So I've stopped doing that because apparently it worked. And I didn't like it. I didn't like those kinds of surprises. I don't really like any surprises because I'm already busy coping and leaning in, and this kind of thing is a distraction and a time vampire, right? Energy vampire. So here's the drill. Have you heard of course you have, a gatekeeper? A gatekeeper is someone who makes sure people don't slip in through the gates. Excuse me, the gates are there, but gates are inanimate until they put some kind of a mechanism on them. Gates don't have conversations with you in and of themselves because they're gates. They open and they close. That's it. And so we have evolved a system of gatekeepers, checks and balances, so that before it can just automatically open or close, there are qualifying steps that have to happen. We are not actually using this very system that we invented to enable ourselves. And we're perfectly capable of doing it. It hasn't occurred to us to do it. So I'm going to walk you through this wonderful, wonderful set of steps that I do all the time. And it's one of those things, it's like these autopilot things that I talk about. If we do it all the time, We're not thinking about the doing or reminding ourselves to let you know. So this is what I do. I have a piece of paper and I create 3 columns. And the reason I create 3 columns is that we basically operate in 3 ways. We operate mentally, we operate physically, and we operate emotionally or energetically. So think, think, feel, do, right? This is how we are. We operate all the time in 3 categories, separate and distinct. We weave them together without realizing it. How we feel is often what dictates how we think. How we feel and how we think dictates how we do what we do. So the doing is a function of the previous 2. So let's start with the feeling, because that brain is all about feeling. The lyrical brain is all about feeling. And oh yeah, lyrical, logical, lyrical, logical. Cool, huh? So the lyrical brain is all about intuition and emotion and energy and instinct. Okay. So I wrote it down because I don't want to get any of it missed. So my daily gatekeeper, I start in the energy emotion category. And I say, hang on a second here. There's 2 things I ask in each category. I do it so automatically. I don't even think about it. Now I had to write it down this morning to make sure I told you everything. So there's 2 things that I do in each category, right? In the energy, emotional, intuitive, survivor category, I say, what do I want to get excited about today? What do I want to get enthusiastic about? What do I want to feel passionate about? Pick one, just one. What do I really want to go, yeah, about today? Write that down. One thing. After that, the next question is, what do I want to consciously, deliberately clear away? If I want to feel this way, what will I push away, move to later? If I want to feel up, then I need to consciously tell myself, move down, the down. Move up, the up, move down, the down. If that's what I want, if I want to be excited, if I want to be curious, if I want to be engaged, then I have to move down in priority, caution, and concern. If I want to be this, I can't simultaneously be that. So if I'm choosing this, then I am consciously saying, I will do the other later. Right? That makes sense? How do I want to feel tells me how I don't want to feel. I do want this. So I again, we're always doing this in the present tense. It's not that I want to, it's that today I am this. Today I am not that. I may need to be that, not today. So that's the emotional, energetic, enthusiastic, intuitive, survivor aspect. That's the emotion. Okay. Based on the emotion, now ask myself mentally, what do I want to think about today? What is my focus today? Do I have a goal? All right, write it down. One thing. Don't make a list. I have this and this and this and this and this. Just one thing. What is it that I want to think about, prioritize today? Perfect. When you write it down, you then look at what I will think about later, not now, later. What I'm thinking about today, my priority, what I am putting off until later. So we've done now. You're with me? Good. So we've done how I'm feeling about it, what my intention is, what my passion is today. I'm giving myself permission to feel this and delay that. And now I'm in the thinking mode. I'm giving myself permission to focus on this and delay focusing on that, because this whole juggling thing doesn't work. Okay. Emotional, mental, energetic, conscious. Perfect. Now we have logical. Now we go to the physical. We have established how we want to feel and what kind of feelings we will delay. We've listed what we want to think about and focus our brain on, and what we will put off, what we will delay. And now the third category is the action category. We know how we feel. We know how we think. What do I do today? What is my top priority to do based on how I feel and how I think? What do I do today? And below that, what do I delay? Now, the reason this is so incredibly useful is that you don't ignore anything. The emotional brain is very concerned that you'll forget things. That's why, when we talk about the later folder, and we have the later folder, it's not the goodbye folder. It's not, I might forget this folder. This is, I'm aware of it. It's important. I'm doing something else in this moment. I will do what I've written here later. I will worry about this. I will process my emotions about that. I will take care of something else that crossed my radar. And I was thinking about, well, good morning, Kelly. Have a wonderful day yourself. So when I have it written down and I know I'm not going to forget it, my emotional brain, my subconscious brain, my lyrical brain says, okay, all right, we don't have to worry about that. Now let's worry about this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And so when we can minimize the number of things and we can focus on them, instead of skipping like a stone across the peaks of the wave, we can do very quick deep dives. We can actually dive down, say, oh, look, okay, and dive back up. We can actually get deeper value when we have fewer things that we're trying to hang on to. This is the whole premise of the simple win. Now, so the gatekeeper, your daily gatekeeper, is how you prioritize, how you choose, how you say, I own this every day, is you ask yourself, talk to yourself, what I want to feel, which energy I want to ride, my energy board, which board do I want to ride, and which one will I ride later? How am I going to position myself? The language that my beautiful, talented, brilliant friend uses is this. She says, what is the one thing I do that allows me to manifest anything I want easily and simply? And it's that. The one thing she does consciously every day is give herself permission to choose something, to consciously, deliberately choose something. To say, I need to be beamed up today. Here's me walking to my little interior transporter room, and I choose you I choose this. I choose that to beam me up. My choice. I own it. I don't care. That means I don't care. It means I'm giving my power away to choose. It's still a choice. It's still a choice. I am opting out. And, if it's the guy who forgot his lunch for the 9th year in a row, really? Maybe not. Maybe change your mind. So what my friend does, what is the one thing I do that allows me to manifest anything I want quickly and easily, is she honors it. This daily gatekeeper is an exercise, getting the simple wins. Exactly, Freddie. In order to get what you want, you have to stop focusing and giving your power to things that are not what you want. Stop focusing on, oh gosh, I think this is happening to me. Okay, maybe something is happening, and maybe it is happening and you happen to be standing in front of it. Maybe you exposed yourself to something and now you are carrying it, possibly. The lesson is, let's figure out another way to do it the next time. The mistakes are opportunities to see how we missed a moment, missed a step, forgot a layer. It's just a learning curve. So the daily gatekeeper, emotional, energetic, spontaneous, logical, focused, clear, ready, willing, able. 3 categories. What is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to feel? What is it that I want to think? What is it I want to complete or begin or continue? And if those are my choices, then these are my delays. I have been doing this. This is what I want. This I delay. Write down in the later folder. So, concerned about, write it down. Later, put it away. Juggling 2 ideas, write it down. Pick one, write the other one down, put it away. Trying to halfway from here to there, trying to pick up something else when your hands are already full. No. If your hands are already full, put them down, write it in the book. This other thing, later, pick up the things, carry on. This exercise in having a daily gatekeeper is part of a sequence, right? If you want to reach your goal, getting the simple wins, Freddie says, if you want to reach your goal, you can take the scenic route. You can take the extreme sport route, or you can take the direct route. All yours. You choose. At the end of it, write down how you felt about the choice. If you loved it, you'll probably do it again. If not so much, probably you won't do it again. If it's only a little not so much, you might forget and do it again. Then you go, no. Why is this part of a sequence? Because we have spent our entire lives. Another person on the weekend. How old do you think I am? I don't know. No, guess. I don't do that. I don't do that. What do you mean you don't do that? I said, I don't guess about things. And I don't want to put limiters on people. It's not about how old you are. It's about how present you are. It's about how interested and how effectively you're leaning in that I'm interested in. It's about your level of engagement that interests me. Not how long you've been doing it, well or badly. That's irrelevant. Because all the stuff that came before, that's yours. And it's not really got any bearing on what I'm discovering now. Neither is the future if what I want to do is discover now. So let's not have this conversation about how old you are. I don't care. I don't care how old you are. Well, I'd like to know how old you are. And I said, well, okay, but I'd like to be a size 6, and that's not happening either today. So there we go. No other conversation? Perfect. See ya. Because if we have the conversation about how old I am, the next conversation we're going to have is guess my weight, and then I'm going to have to bring in the army and have you carried away. It's not relevant. So in this process of discovery, of self-discovery, of house cleaning, really, house cleaning and reorganizing. I'm not talking about hoarding, and I'm not talking about minimalism. I'm not talking about any of those things. I'm talking about, as Freddie said, the simple win. If I have to keep stepping over a pile of baggage to get from here to there, move the baggage. Better yet, put it away. Better yet, unpack it. I'm busy. Okay, so just move it out of the way today, but put it in the later folder that you need to unpack it, because otherwise we keep doing the same thing. So the process is this. I have things to feel, things to think and plan, and things to do. We all do, every day, awake and asleep. The lyrical brain is on it 24/7. The thinking brain often shuts down. We have had conversations with people when we have been aware that probably they're on autopilot. So we have a lyrical brain, we have a logical brain, and we have the mechanism that delivers the results, the body. If we aren't choosing what we want, we're not going to get it, except by random accident. And how swell is that, really? I mean, it's lovely when somebody thinks, oh my gosh, look at that. Thank you. Thank you. It's cool. One of the ways to get a simple win is to try and keep or discard the efforts we made. The scientific method. One of the ways to do that, to achieve that, is every time we try something, we grade it. And that is part of the gatekeeper. Because at the end of the day, we have two documents, we have two containers. The gatekeeper is the folder. Inside the folder is the later folder. It's tucked into a pocket. We make a plan. The plan is how we feel about what we're thinking that is going to instruct us in the doing. We set that in motion. Having set that in motion, we then delay the things that could get in the way. Now we have cleared our path. The things that could get in our way, we transfer over to the later folder because we will think about them later. At some point, the priorities will shift. And we will need to, want to, have to look after the lower priority thing that we are not doing today. It's inevitable. If we are in charge, we feel less frantic. We feel less rudderless. We feel less unsafe. We have a sense of connection. We have a sense of routine, rhythm, pattern, and this is how we're wired. This is who we are. So if we pay attention to that and we honor it and respect it by creating the pattern that supports the pattern, we gradually erase, easily we erase the habits that are unhelpful. If, for instance, if you never really feel like doing the dishes after supper, you think, you know what, I'll do them in the morning. But then you get up in the morning and you look and go in the kitchen to make coffee and you think, oh God, the dishes. So the decision is that same day after supper, oh, I don't feel, you know what, do it. Why? Because in the morning you're going to go, Dishes are done. Awesome. And you're starting the new day with one less thing weighing you down. You're giving yourself a bit of an attaboy, an attagirl, because you took care of you. Having the gatekeeper daily, having the later folder daily, having this opportunity to process and simplify and organize and clarify gives us power. It gives us what we have all been missing for a very long time. And what that thing is that we've been missing is the feeling that we are okay, that we got this, that it's not a strange, crazy, dark world. We've been leaning in that direction a lot. And not because we've said, I wish to feel terrible. We don't do that. It's that we haven't had any instructions. So we guess. Guessing is an interesting exercise. You'll have a very interesting opportunity to go either way. And if you're guessing, you can't really control it. So does that make us feel uncertain and uneasy? Yeah. If we guess correctly, are we excited? No, we're relieved. We're relieved that we didn't guess wrong. What about we eliminate the guesswork? What about we're in charge? What about we say, no, I had Bob beam me up yesterday. I think I'm going to try Ted, maybe Carol, Alice. We'll see. But thanks, Bob. I'm going to try one of the others now. I'm choosing who beams me up. I have to beam up. That's part of the thing. We all got to beam up. We all got to beam in. We all got to beam down. We all got to beam out. We might as well choose who pushes the button. Because when we choose and we say, do it, we own what they do. We get where we wanted them to take us. If it doesn't work, we have a little chat with them later. Let's rethink this. Let's rehearse this. Let's do it better. Let's get gooder. So on Tuesday, what I gave you was the scheduler. The scheduler was take the time, not every day. You only have to do this a couple of times to make sense of it. Write down how long it takes you to do stuff. How much time does it take you after the shower to do a quick cleanup in the bathroom? When you're running late, you'll do it tomorrow or you'll do it later. But how long does it take? I don't know, a couple of minutes. Okay, you don't know. You're guessing. Look at your watch. Do the quick cleanup. Look at your watch. Oh my God, that took 15 minutes. Or, oh my gosh, that only took 2 minutes. So if we thought it took 2 and it took 15, that's why we put it off, because 15 minutes, I can't. If we thought it was 15 and only took 2, until we know, we don't know. Until we know, we're guessing. We're randomly saying, I choose door number 11. Go ahead, beam me up. Ow. So the reason we have a time scheduler is to understand how much available time we have. If we minimize this and we completely delete that and we organize the other, how much time we now have to devote to something new. How much time does it take to do this? Well, you're watching these videos with me. And by the way, I'm really honored that you do. I'm really delighted that you do. I'm really thrilled that you do. Because why? Because it means that you are taking care of you. You have decided to walk with me through this aha process. You have decided that it's time you took the steps to take better care of you. And I'm I'm proud of you, and I'm honored that you want to do it with me. It's amazing. It is an incredible experience to realize that this concept I have, that if we know how and we understand the tools, we have so much more capacity to thrive and to bring the joy and celebrate every single win if we understand that that is doable, that is possible, that is how it's supposed to be. If we understand that a story we were told a long time ago could have been true, could have been false. And we don't really, there are so many little things that you've made me think about. Well, thank you. I'm glad. If whether the story was true or not, it doesn't matter right now whether the storyteller was aware. We're not looking at that's a vampire. That's a stalling tactic. How could you do that to me? Irrelevant. What is relevant is we have realized something is no longer accurate, appropriate, relevant, helpful. All right, then, we can alter it. We can update it. We can revise it. Instead of saying 20 minutes before you leave for work, you need to go out and harness the horse. See, we don't. All right, that's one thing off the list. No horse. However, 5 minutes before you leave for work, it's not a bad idea to go outside and do a circle check around the car to make sure that the tires aren't flat. Pop the hood, check the fluids, make sure you have fuel, make sure there's oil, make sure there's water, make sure there's antifreeze, make sure there's nothing lying around loose or that a random animal has eaten something that was probably fairly important. So if it used to take 20 minutes to prepare the horse and it only takes 5 minutes to do a circle check, okay, you've just saved 15 minutes. Doesn't mean don't check the car. It means you now have 15 spare minutes to do something else. If we take care of ourselves incrementally every day, if we use the gatekeeper, if we use the later folder, if we use the time scheduler, and we look at, I have a new thing I want to do. Let's see where I can buy myself an hour twice a week. Which day is less frantic than the others? Are there 2 days that are less frantic, already less frantic? Perfect. What is it that I'm doing on these days? Because as I said to you, in the time scheduler video, remarkably, we get 24 hours every day. Remarkably, we use them. We never end up at the end of the day with, I got a spare 45 minutes. Never happens. Okay, then, what are we doing with the time? The time scheduler walks us through, oh my gosh, look at the time I'm spending on that. Why am I doing that? Well, because you didn't have anything else you needed to do. So you allowed yourself to expand to fill the shape of your container. Now you have something new. Tighten up the time. Still love and enjoy and complete the thing, but no lollygagging around because we have this other thing that we now want to include. If we understand the time, if we understand how we fill it, if we understand, if we take a look, if we have our conversation with ourselves and we say, how do I want to feel? What do I want to think about? What do I want to do? What, therefore, do I delay? Write that down. What do I want? What do I delay? Transfer delay to the later folder. Give the later folder a pat so that all the things that your subconscious, your lyrical brain is thinking about doesn't feel anxious about. Now you're 100% present. And the reason I want this to happen for you is because A, simple win, as Freddie says, B, efficient. Oh my gosh. It's not that all of a sudden you're obsessive compulsive. It's that everything is easier. Why? Because you have the instructions and you have the tools and you have someone and a community to share your insights on it, ask questions, and celebrate. We're not islands. We're all in it together. And we're here to help each other. We can't help each other if we have no idea what we're doing, if we have no idea which way we're facing, if we forgot that we needed to pull the socks out of the dry cleaning, out of the laundry in order to put them on this morning, and now we're running late. Okay. That means we have chosen to give all of our power away, all of our organizing power. And whoever it is who is at the transporter who's beaming us up is actually not beaming anybody up. They're scrolling on their phone. And we chose them. We chose to let that happen. That's ours to own. It's not theirs. What were you thinking? No. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? So this is what I want you to take away today, if you're willing. I want you to take away the idea that everything that is frustrating you, everything that is delaying you, everything that is giving you that sense of overwhelm is an option you can opt out of. If you buy a car, almost everything is an option. Did you want doors? What? That's extra? We can choose to be in charge. We can choose to be focused. We can choose to feel, I have fewer things that upset me now. I have more things that excite me now. And all of these motivational people and all of these energy people will tell you it's because you are drawn to things that are positive, therefore you are no longer attracting things that are negative. That's true. That is what is happening. However, that kind of language feels like it's other driven. I need to get into a higher vibration. I don't know how to do that. Where's the instructions? You if it feels light, if it feels dark, okay, but I don't know how to do that. Okay, I'm showing you how to do it. Because getting to a place, getting to a sensation, getting to a stream of thinking is a destination. When somebody says, I go to my higher vibration, how do you go there? How do you go there when you have 4 small children, all of whom are saying in kind of a what is it? What do you call it when it's a cacophony? Yes. They're saying, mommy, 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 daddy, 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 na, 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 na. You can't think. So if you can't think and you're starting to lose it, what you need to take care of is the na, 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 na. Excuse me a minute. I'm going to take care of this. Whatever it is that you choose to do, take care of it. Now you can focus. I still don't know how to reach my higher vibration. You're right. So let me help you get rid of the things that are weighing you down. As soon as you let go of a heavy thing, quite a few videos ago, I showed you this trick. And it's a sympathetic muscle thing that your subconscious brain is in charge of. And it's an old trick that we all used to do as kids. If you go and stand in a doorway and you press your arms hard against the door frame, hard, count to 10, count to 20, count to 30, and then you turn around sideways, your arms go up. You don't make them go up. Your arms go up all by themselves. It feels like you're about to take flight. What is that? Well, you wanted something. You gave an instruction to your body. Your body wasn't able to complete the task until you took away the heavy thing that was holding you back. When you eliminated the heavy thing, it is not that we have to strive to reach the higher vibration. It is not that we have to work hard to be better, more. It's that we get to let go of less. Let go of heavy. How do I stop thinking about the fact that, you write it down, I choose thinking about this today. I choose lampshades. Because I choose lampshades, today I'm going to delay thinking about sandwiches. I'm focusing on lampshades. So in the later folder, I write sandwiches, put the later folder away. And then I go back and I think, okay, lampshades, let's do this. That's how you walk away from what holds you back. You choose what you want to help you move forward, move up, expand, grow, thrive. Choose the thing that serves you, that helps you, that empowers you. Thank the thing that doesn't. Write it down. It's not goodbye, it's delay. It is not I banish thee. It is I draw a heart-shaped line in the sand and I love you from afar today. And I will revisit it tomorrow. That is how simple it can be if you are willing to choose and do the simple daily gatekeeper work. Cool? I hope so. I hope you like it. I'm going to love you and leave you a little bit early. Oh my gosh. Incrementally, just a minute or two shorter every day until I can get us down to the 45 that I'm aiming for. Until next time, until next week, the two things that are our drill: be good to you. Think about taking care of you. Think about devoting the time. It's like 2 minutes a day. 5-finger breathing, all that stuff. It's 2 minutes a day, coming up with a code word that disrupts your panic, pickle, banana, boof, whatever the word is. All these tips and simple win tools are designed to make you feel amazing and think exciting new thoughts and lean in. That's what it's all for. That is Pivotry in motion. So be good to you. You deserve it. Hug your loved ones. They deserve it too. Give yourself a pat. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for dedicating this time to our time together. I appreciate you. And I will catch you next time, next week.